Hello. Today's video is going to be another one that has been in the works for a while. Like I said, I haven't been super motivated to make a lot of content as of late, but I'm having fun now. As you can probably tell, this is going to be a video about Love Dive. If Love Dive was a blank song, we're going to go through this by first analyzing Love Dive just very briefly, and then I'm going to tell you how I think other groups would go about it, specifically Itzy, aespa, NewJeans, Sserafim, and Nmixx. And before we get into the analysis, I obviously have to say, well, maybe not obviously, they're new goo. You might not know about this. I have to give a shout out to Goo Goo Don's Narcissus album. Uh, it's not overly complex, but I feel like it should be celebrated as people complain about whether or not we're losing the K in K-pop. I think if you miss the K and K-pop, go check out just Gugudon in general. Gugudon is fantastic, and I am so sad that I could not be a fan while they were active. But all of that being said, let's just get into the Love Dive analysis. Um, like the last video, this is unscripted, so it's not gonna be super formulated is not the word, but it's just gonna be casual. I hope that that is okay. So, for Love Dive, obviously it's based on the narcissist myth, the myth of Narcissus and Echo, which is it's an interesting tale. It's very easy to find information about it online. So, if you feel the need to just like go do a quick Google search, I'm not going to read it all out to you just because I feel like that would be strange. So then getting into the song itself and my analysis, the first verse starts with them repeating ends like echo to start. There's sort of an uncanny, there's a question of if this is unwarranted, and it shows what's lost and promotes othering. There are mental gymnastics that feel tiring going on because they talk about chasing, implying there's a dynamic that we don't see. They keep saying curiosity. Again, there's this mental dynamic, looking for something beneath the surface, implying they'll be searching. And they say you and I rather than you and me, which suggests that they are taking action. In the pre chorus, they say below the eyes, kind of saying below their only real form of contact. You have to wonder if the subject and the speaker, or the speaker and the subject, I guess you would want to say, if the speaker and the subject would be a good fit because they're actually not saying much. It's very short lineation, very sparse. You, they say something that's hidden. Can it be hidden if it's not real? That's an important question. And they say, yeah, it's so bad, it's good. The famous line. Are they aware on some level that this is narcissism, or is the pursuit of physical love meant to just be bad, and are Echo's actions implicated in that? And also, just the opposites are kind of teasing Echo. And then in the chorus, they say, narcissistic, my God, I love it. I feel like they could very easily go on to describe being narcissistic, like repeating commentary that others say about them and not caring, unlike Echo. Instead, we get the reflection itself or the quality they like in another. They say the too, which kind of validates the reflection. They say the night, the beautiful black eyes. There's this recognition and there's physical contact in you into me, me into you, which is very enthralling for them. Getting into the refrain, do they have to sacrifice themselves for love? Is it perfect because it's for love, or is it because it's Narcissus and he's perfect? Going into the verse, they're sort of being alluded. They reference the Narcissus flower. The figurative is sort of made physical, and these are things that only Hera seems to associate purely with one other person, Zeus. Love and physical contact, which love and physical touch rather, which he obviously pursues in people other than her. And then going into the pre-chorus, there's sort of this moment of realization. They're overwhelmed, kind of drowning, and they want to know, do they still want this? And they say, if you want, and physical love is an if in this case that you go to great lengths for, again, mocking Echo's fate. And that's kind of all I had for that. I wanted to go into the specific ideas I had for different groups because I thought that that would be fun and interesting and other adjectives that are not coming to mind. You know, we're gonna start with Itzy, I think. If Love Dive was an Itzy song, I think they would make the reflection love themselves too and go on to do separate things, but not develop the reflection as a real thing too much, lest they become an expectation for the character. They'd implement Echo as well, empowering her and perhaps finding a way for her to actually speak first, perhaps with magic to do with a literal depiction of the torch she felt in her heart seeing Narcissus. And then aespa kind of utilizing their old concept question mark. They would really characterize the reflection until there's something else entirely, like the eyes. Echo would align with the Black Mamba, and Zeus and Hera would be in a conflict with Novice and the Black Mamba, and it would be unclear who is on whose side and who is truly different from one another. NewJeans would incorporate other wood nymphs that take Echo under their wing. They'd get Zeus to make Hera reverse the curse, and Narcissus would mostly be a background character until Echo is able to speak for herself and they can start on better footing. I thought that that felt very NewJeans for some reason. I don't know. So for the Seraphim's take, the wood nymphs would join forces to help Echo. The what you're looking at would sort of be their attitude towards Zeus instead of sleeping with him, knowing that that's how they wound up in this situation, and they didn't need a man making their lives difficult. So they go through trials to prove their strength and determination, and Zeus bows down to Hera, and Hera reverses the curse, but doesn't bow down to anyone, and no one asks her to, instead giving the nymphs a nod of acknowledgement, and the nymphs stop interacting with Zeus after that, refusing to play into the cycle of his disrespect. After that, we have Nmixx, and I could see something like the scene in OO with Yujin running through wall after wall. Instead, Kyujin would go through the surface of the water, but it's like she goes through multiple surfaces, like there are different layers to the water. And the change up is them in the world of the reflection, and they can't approach Hera on the other side to cover for Zeus, and one of them manages to break free but ends up being the one to lose their voice. Yeah, this video's been on the back burner for quite a while, but I think it turned out well. I think I enjoyed it. Um, Please let me know what you think. And if you are new or you didn't see the last video, I created this is so stupid. People say that that my videos sound like college lectures, so I made a syllabus. So if you would like to see the syllabus, it'll be in the comments, and I'll share a link to my Millinote board because Millinote needs to sponsor me. I have gotten so many people to use Millinote, so many people, or at least I've gotten them interested. They're like, "What is this? This is so cool. Sponsor me, sponsor me." Sorry, this video is about Love Dive. Listen to Love Dive. Great song. I mean, it won Song of the Year, so I think you've probably heard it if you're watching this video. I can't imagine you haven't. But if you haven't listened to Love Dive, leave that in the comments. That's very that's impressive. Yeah. So I hope this was interesting. I never know how to end these things, but you know what? It's fine. Just look at the syllabus if you care and comment if you want to help my self-esteem because that does help. Thank you.